Double got that fire.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy L back with another video. Welcome to the channel. Scatpack Blue _722. What it do? All right, so the first video I made, it was how much I paid for my Scatpack, and in that video I was talking about some things I kind of did to get my credit up within the 3 to 4 month time frame. So a lot of you dropped some questions in the comment section of that video, so I decided to make this video to kind of explain what I did and also give some of you all some helpful tips about what you can do to raise your credit score. All right, so the first thing I did, I have 2 credit cards, so I started paying my credit cards down, and my utilization rate was kind of high on both of those cards. So I started paying those cards, dropping some money down, paying those cards down. And then I also applied, not always highly recommended, but this is what I did after doing some research. I applied for another credit card and got to get my utilization rate down. So my utilization rate with the first 2 cards was like an 80, 81. I got this new card, of course, with not using it, automatically dropped my utilization rate down to 65%. So my credit score shot up to 16 points. So I'm like, okay, good. All right, I got my credit score up 16 points. All right, what else do I need to do to kind of get my credit score up there? So me and my wife had this just some kind of thing that we had, and it ended up in collections. We sitting there thinking that we had paid it already, but somehow it ended up in collections. Called up the company, worked out a situation with them, got them to give us a deletion letter. So once you get that deletion letter, you make sure that you get it, because if you don't, then that stuff is just gonna sit on your credit. So we got the deletion letter that got taken off of my credit. Credit score shot back up again, another 10 points. So I'm like, all right, now I'm looking pretty good now. So I got my credit score up to, I think by this time, the frame was like 720, 725. Now mind y'all, when I started, my credit score was like 690 something. And I needed to get my credit score up in the 700s. And so once I did all of those things, it got my credit score up into the 720, almost 730 range. And I also have a house, so so I pay a mortgage too. I also have a house, so every time you make a mortgage payment, and then when they report it to the credit bureau, it shows that decrease. So when the decrease of the loan, then your credit score goes up as well. And I also had a 2016 Audi, and I traded that Audi in and pretty much paid that car off. So once I paid that car off, now it reflected on my credit. Oh, you just paid off a $25,000 loan, and then my credit score shot up again, and another, I think maybe at this point like 5-6 points, but it was still good. And so now I was in the range, as far as credit score wise, to be able to finance this car and actually get a low APR, because I did not want to go and get a crazy car note or APR rate on this car. Excuse me. So now some of the helpful tips I can give as far as other folks. You can do some of those things that I did, and then I can give you some other tips, some things that you can do. So the first thing, if you happen to know somebody that has a great credit score, or pretty good credit score, preferably high 700s, 800 range, you can ask them if you can be an authorized user on their card, on their credit card. Like, you don't have to get a card, you don't have to use it. All that you just using is their credit, their number, pretty much their credit number, and that's all you need to use. That's all you need. So it's almost going to be like their credit is your credit. Your score not gonna be 800, but it's gonna go shoot up pretty high, because of now they're showing you as linked to this person's card and linked to this person's credit. So your credit score is gonna shoot up, but you gotta meet somebody that's willing to, or have somebody that's willing to do that for you, if that's the case. All right, so the other one, make sure you're paying your bills on time. That definitely hurts. That definitely helps. That definitely helps. and you pay your bills on time. Because when you don't pay your bills on time and you start getting those missed payments and the late payments, those are dinged on your credit, and they show up on your credit. Also, when you going car shopping, do not let the dealership try to run your credit through 5, 6, 7 different banks. So a lot of those things turn out to be hard inquiries. Hard inquiries stay on your credit for 2 years, and of course that pulls your credit score down. Not significantly, but it still pulls your credit score down. So you want to make sure you be careful and mindful of that as well. Your credit cards. So when it comes to credit cards, you want to the goal is to shoot to have a 10% utilization rate, but no higher than 30% utilization rate, to stay in that comfort zone, so that way your credit score don't shoot take a nosedive when you up in the 80% like I was on 2 of my cards. So you want to stay in that 10 to 30% range to make sure your credit utilization is in that range. You do not want to be in the 80 range. Trust me, I know from firsthand experience. You do not want to be in that range, especially when it comes to whether you want to get a Dodge Charger, Scatpack, Hellcat, or any car for that matter, especially any high-end car for that matter. You want to make sure your credit is good, and you can help yourself by not having your credit utilization well past that 30% window. Also, if you have unused credit card accounts, like for instance, like if you had a K Jeweler account, don't let it get closed, because when your accounts get closed, that is a ding against your credit. You want to show that your credit history, your credit history kind of counts towards your credit score as well. So I know a lot of you that when you go out and try to buy a car, they look like, oh, hey, your credit score is like a 670. You know, oh, hey, I'm almost at the 700, but your credit history is only 2 years. Most dealerships are not, all banks are not going to finance you because they're like, hey, your credit history is not that long, and some of the things that you have on your credit history is not big as you owning a car that's more than $30,000. So you got to be mindful of that as well. You want to make sure that your credit history is long, and if you start closing out an account, your accounts get closed out, and they show that your credit history is not going to be that long, or it's going to be small credit history. So you're going to make sure that you keep those accounts open. You don't even have to really use the account or the card. Just leave it open, so that way it shows that you still have that history, because once it's closed, then it's going to reflect as closed, and then it's going to show up on your credit history as an account that's closed, and you may have a ding on your credit. And I know this because I'm speaking from experience, because that has happened to me. Like for me, I refinanced my house, and when they closed out the old loan, sure enough, I have Credit Karma. Credit Karma is not the best at having an accurate credit score, but it helps. And for me, in my situation, it's been pretty doggone close. So I use Credit Karma to keep a check on my credit. And then once in my house, I refinanced my house, and then the old account closed out. Showed up, ding, on my credit, went down 5 points, which I'm like, okay, I can afford to lose 5 points, but I know I'll gain it back by doing other stuff and doing these things that I just told you all. So just make sure that you guys pay attention to your credit. Credit is king, like I always keep saying in some of my other videos. Just be mindful of that stuff. And if you have any other questions about this video, please get in the comment section. Ask any question you need to ask. I'm here and I'm willing to answer any question that you have. I love helping people out, motivating people, and getting people to do things that they, inspiring people to do things that they want to do. So I have no problem answering any questions and whatnot. But if you're new to the channel, for the folks that are already on it, subscribe and know I always end my videos with a quote of the day. So today's quote of the day is, until you change your thinking, you will always recycle your experience. Remember all that stuff that I just talked about in this video? That's almost like a prime example. So for me, I changed my thinking and changed my situation, because I don't have time to recycle stuff. I'm almost 40 years old, so hey, I want to make sure that I'm living on the up and not on the down. But if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll keep putting these videos up, and if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer. Until the next video, I'm out.
L double got that fire.